Okay, so we finished the baling of straw, and believe it or not, in 1 month our grass is back up. So gonna go around once and just try and chop as much as I can over here. Then we're obviously gonna turn around and you know, do this. Come on, get back over here, cut this little bit off as well, otherwise it's gonna be frustrating for me. Okay, so I'm just gonna go on the outside and cut it, obviously, because as we know, if I put it on the worker does not actually cut the grass on the outside, even though it may come across it or whatever, he just still will not cut it. So because of that, I am going to do what I'm just doing right now. Okay, don't worry about it. I don't own that land. I have to keep reminding me. I'm gonna cut it. I'm not gonna do anything with it for now. I'm just gonna leave it in here. We now know that seasons will not destroy it. So it's not like the seasons in FS19 that you had to collect your grass, otherwise it would just get it would rot. We know that doesn't happen, so because we know that doesn't happen, we have no reason to have to collect it straight away. Okay, so I'm curious to see if the worker will do. You know what, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna do it myself. Now we are gonna find it very interesting because we do need to get a header for the beetroot harvester, and then we are going to need to get a a harvester for the olives over here, which we need both because we don't have either or. I didn't really take that into account as I spent all my money in upgrading the tractors, but that's alright. It's not that big of a deal, to be really honest. We will definitely figure it out and work it all out in a way where it's not going to be an issue. So I am trying to think about whether I want to go around the way with with grapes as well, keeping on how much work it is to just do one. I don't think it's really plausible for a 1 day a month to be able to do all that work. So I think because of that, I'm not really gonna sort of go down that path. So either we're just gonna do one. They could have just made them not be ready to harvest almost identical times. Now I'm not sure reality wise how they are and so on, and around the world I'm sure there'll be different times. They could have spread them around a little bit. I'm not sure if they've done that on purpose to make you choose whether you want to do one or the other. But definitely be hard to choose to do both on a large scale, because one, you can't hire a worker to do the work for you, so you're gonna struggle to try and keep up both of them, if that makes sense. Imagine if you're doing a field, just the field of my size field, which is not big. It's not small, but it's not big either. You'll be there for a while to harvest them. I imagine you have a field that's, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 times bigger than that. I think you'd be struggling to be able to do them both. I really think you would. Now I do need to get a trailer here, and I need to get a smaller trailer, obviously. I did download a pack of trucks. I don't know if they would be suitable or not, to be really honest. I didn't even check. if the trucks that I downloaded even show up. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, so we're just gonna let it grow again, and if it grows again, we will come back and bale it. Okay, so we do need to take you home. Okay, so all of these are almost ready, but they're not 100% ready. So after this, we will look at the chickens and see how the chickens are doing. And then, once we figure out how the chickens are doing, and I'm pretty sure they're doing alright, don't smash into the fence. Like, I don't want it to be on the trigger at all. Okay. So I didn't want it to be on the trigger, because if it's on the trigger, we're gonna then struggle to be able to get it to fit. Okay, so we've got ourselves a bit of eggs. How the chickens doing food wise? Okay, they're not. Wow, we've already up to 600 chickens. Honestly, I did not expect that. Okay, we don't need the rock collector anymore. What I'll do is I'll do a bit of a tidy up, and then I will come back. All right, I got myself a new water tanker. The downside to this entire water tanker is that I'm gonna have to somehow... No, that's not gonna work. I'm hopeless at reversing these water tankers. The reason that I got these, but I think I may have to just put in the trigger. Okay, so it fills it up. What I've done is I've gone into the XML and increased massively the how much water it holds type of thing. This was good, but I'm sort of over this 7,000 liter thing. I've increased this to 20,000 liters, and that will help me fill in the greenhouses a lot quicker. But I won't be able to reverse it into. I may cut this tree and lower it a little bit over there, and then come that way in, see if I can do that. But we'll see. I hope this tractor can pull this out, which you shouldn't have any problems. Yeah, no problems. After all, I did lower this a little bit. Hey, get out of there. Stop eating my beetroot. Look, I got 3 deers in there having a good old feast. Ah, well, I suppose they gotta leave as well. So we're gonna go and fill our greenhouses, and then I think we're done for the day with work, and we can go and sleep. Alright, get some water into this little one as well. Alright, so I nearly forgot and I nearly went to sleep. I did that last time, if you recall, and that is to roll the field after we planted it or put seed on it. If you remember, I did exactly the same thing last time. I thought to myself, oh, I got nothing else to do, all done, boom, go to sleep. And then I realized, hang on a little bit, you have not rolled the fill. So that's what we're doing, and it doesn't look like, yeah, it is a texture change. I was gonna say there's not much of a texture change, but there is. I was gonna sort of use the Fendt. I know this is a bit big distractor for that, but I thought, you know what, use this one since it's blue type of thing. Just want to see how the worker handles turning around with this tractor and this roller. Okay, that's good. That's bad, but... And it does work on the rolling? Yes, it does. So I think if we go twice, and there's the last of the filling of water of our greenhouses. Yeah, I think the rest of it the worker could handle without having any issues because of the greenhouses. I forgot to turn the beacons and the indicators or the hazard lights off. But we will obviously do it before we set up the worker going up and down. Gonna put this hopefully back here. Hopefully it's gonna no, don't do that. Okay, now let's try. You're gonna do it really slow because this is a very sharp turning because of the articulation. It's very sharp turning and we don't want to do this 100 times. Okay, done. Don't go in the water. We're done. So I'm gonna go put this back and go to sleep. Okay, I am hoping that this will be tall enough to fit into that trailer. Okay, I won't bore you while I'm driving them. I will see you when I'm there. Okay, let's have a look. Isn't this ready? It's still growing. Okay, did I misunderstand something? Olives? Oh, you're kidding. We were one day early. So what happens when you can't read? Alright, we'll go and sleep and we'll come back. Alright, so we woke up earlier at 7 o'clock. And forgetting that obviously when you wake up at 7 o'clock, it is still dark because we are going into winter. Come on, I want to put this on real time. So We did adjust obviously ourselves to make sure that everything is all right. All nice Christmas trees. Okay, so we are harvesting. I've put the time up a little bit so we don't harvest in the dark too much. I mean, we have decent light, so we don't struggle with light too much. 6% per row. There's the olives all in there. So it's not, I don't know, it was 100% fertilizing. We had the yield booster of 100%. So we're not really, we're not really getting a humongous amount of yield out of them. But it's all good. I wonder when you're gonna put the harvest, what's it called? Oh God, what is it called? Straw thing. When the straw harvest. Okay, why aren't you? Oh, we're stuck. Great. Come on, don't get stuck. Okay, we need to really be right on the money. So let's have a look. How are we gonna go? Visibility is not bad, but it's not too... Okay, why are you stuck? Okay, it's very picky, isn't it? So we'll wait till just after 7:30, and then we will obviously then put timing back to normal. I got a funny feeling that when it comes to the beets, I'm gonna have to hire a second machine. Otherwise, we're gonna be in trouble. It's not too bad. It's not too painful. I honestly expected it to be a little bit more painful than that. I like the way it auto levels. So if you watch it, see it auto levels, fantastic. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked with things that we shouldn't be getting sidetracked, and it's I'm not quite sure how loud this is going to be in. Okay, so we need to kind of be a little bit more that way. I was just checking, you can't hire a worker to do these. That would, I don't even know how you would do that, because you would have to have a very square field and timing would have to be spot on for all your, the distance between each of these trees and each of these rows would have to be spot on. Now, I just want to have a look at something. So we just came out of that one. Can we tell that it's got nothing on it? Leaves? Yes. Okay, so you can't do that. You have to pretty much line it like that and get in there like this. Not like that, obviously, but why aren't you going in? You're fine. I wonder if it rains, will it have the same principle that you can't harvest while it's raining? Only got about 10 rows to go. Now obviously I'm gonna put this into oil because there's no way that I could make a profit on this. I mean, have a look at this, right? Yield. So fertilizer 100%, yield bonus 98%. So you could say 100%, right? And I barely made what, 3,000 liters out of the 1 to 5 rows. So 630, let's say 630 liters per row. So if you have 10 rows, that's 6,000 liters. But even if you're getting $3,000 a liter, you're only making $18,000 per field per 10 liters, which you're not going to get $3,000 per liter. So the only way this is gonna be worth it is to make it into oil, where it can. I've seen it as high as $6,000 or $7,000 per 1,000 liters. Now, yeah, I don't know how many liters of oil you're gonna get out of 1,000 liters of. Okay, where are you getting stuck? Yeah, I don't know how many. Like, if you put 1,000 liters of olives, do you get 1,000 liters of olive oil? I could check in the factory settings, I suppose, but we'll just leave it for now and see what happens. Our grass is growing again, so we'll be able to cut it, I assume, once more. So the way I get it is you have to be fairly straightforward with your approach. You can't, there's no give and take. Alright, I'll stop blabbing on and I'll either do a bit of a time lapse, or I will come back when it's just about done. Very hard to tell from in-cab or from the machine itself whether there is fruit on the trees or not. I mean, you can, but you have to be very, 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 attentive to every little detail. I think Giants could have done a little bit better at differentiating between the, between the products. Not being picky or anything, but I'm just saying they could have done a lot better between one and the other. Like, look how easy it gets stuck. Like, when you look from here, you can tell that you can see those purpley browny dots on the trees. Well, they're not on the left. So if you look where I'm harvesting, you can see those purpley, I don't know, violet, whatever color it is. Well, if you look to the left, you can't really see them. So it's not impossible to see, but it is fairly hard to see. Maybe it's got something to do with the lighting as well. Now, I have already put another 2,500 liters of olives into our factory, purely because I didn't want to get caught out with olives, for the harvester to get filled up while I'm halfway through a row. So yeah, that's the reason why I did what I did. I just thought, you know what, I'll empty it. Funny, this is one harvester that actually is a lot easier to deal with from in cab than from outside. So it is a bit easier to work this harvester from inside than outside. You know what, wasn't as painful as what I thought it would be. About what, hour and a bit so far in game time. Obviously I didn't really time it to see how long it takes on you know, from outside in real time, sorry, but it's not too bad. The yield could be improved. Okay, I understand that this is a plant that you don't you don't plant again once you have it, so because of that you do get the benefits, I suppose, in multiple times, which is fine, and also true. But even with that, I think the yields could be improved a little bit. I'm not talking about massively to the point of you know, to make all your money on one field, on one harvest, sorry. But they can do something where you maybe a little bit more. Unless, and I still haven't checked, and hopefully if I don't forget I'll check, unless you're making you know, 1,000 liters of olives, 1,000 liters of oil, in which case you know, you kind of reap the benefits in the long term. Having said that, it's wonderful to do something new. The machinery is definitely you know, very nice to use. Maybe it's because it's the first time, and you know, when you do something for the first time, it always kind of so what do I have? 4 rows to go. I will go and empty it again. I didn't need a trailer at all, but that's obvious for the obvious reason, is that I have my factory right here. Now that was on purpose. As you see one of the episode, I put it in. So what do you got? Another, say, 2,500. So what do you got? About 7,500 liters so far. And while we do that, come on, let's have a look at the olive oil. Olive oil. Okay, so you got 2 to 1. Okay, it's not too bad. 2 to 1. Okay, it's not the, you know, massive profit that I was hoping for, but you know what, 7,500 liters. So say we get 10,000 liters out of this whole field, so we get 5,000 liters of oil. Like I said, I have seen it as high as, let's have a look before we take it any further. Price of olive oil, how much is it? There you are, $6,000. So, you know, 10,000 liters, let's say you make 5,000 liters of oil. You're making your money. That's $30,000 per field. You know, times 10 years, say you play it that long, the map is $300,000. Well, you're not really, because if you think about it, this machine, if you don't buy it on the used machinery, is $300,000. It'll cost you at least, I think it cost me $200,000 to plant all this. So there's $500,000. Yeah, so you would have to play this map, or any map. If I would have to play at least 15 years just to break even, which, you know what I mean? All right, I have played already, what, 3 or 4 years, but that's because it takes a while for you to get the money. If you don't cheat the money in, if you don't give yourself a head start, and keep in mind that on this map we had a decent head start because of the collectibles. Imagine you don't have the collectibles on other maps, or you don't want to use the collectible. I mean, I definitely don't want to be using the collectibles on every map. It's fine on this map because it's a thing that how do I say, it sort of starts. Maybe you do it on 1 or 2 more maps after this, but you definitely don't want to be doing, you know, a year from now, if you're still playing FS22, you're still relying on collectibles on every map. It kind of then defeats the purpose. So I would say that you would have to make a profit on this, even with oil. And I haven't even taken into account the fact that the oil factory cost you $80,000. So there you are, $600,000, give or take a little bit, on this. What I will spend if I buy all the equipment that I need to harvest these olives. So I would have to literally be, you know, probably 17, 18 years later, I will probably make my money back. Worth it? No, not from that point of view. Worth it because it's something different? Yes. Okay, if you're lucky enough and you get the machine at half price, there's $115,000. So you save yourself quite a few years. That department 115, so that's 5 years. So all of a sudden you're making a profit in 10 years. You know, 10 to 12 years. But I still think they could up the yield a little bit. Either that or make the oil 1 for 1. But, you know, it's fine. Like I said, the purpose and the point of this is you're doing something different. And not something different boring. Something different that, you know what, it's enjoyable. And it gives you a different dimension to the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, we had these machineries as mods, I think from as low as 15, I want to say. 17 for sure, but I'm almost 100% sure that we had these machineries in 15 as well, for grapes. As mods, of course. So it's not something totally new. New to people that, you know, haven't used them as mods. I've only ever played them on 1 map. And I know it's an American map, but can't remember which map it was. I remember, I'm trying to remember, I think we planted grapes with the cedar, if I remember correctly, or something like, or was it already in the game, something like that. It was just a fun thing. I only ever did it probably for, I don't know, 6 or 7 rows, if that, and then it was like, okay, it's done. Alright, so all of this has been taken care of. We don't have any more product to. But I want to have a look in the map here. Okay. Needs plowing. Yeah, really, I'm going to start plowing the whole lot. Okay. Don't know how I'm going to do that, but anyway. I say, where's all the trees? So, oh, come on. Needs plowing. So I am going to have to go and get that I'm gonna have to go and get that cultivator. I'm not sure if needs plowing means needs cultivating. Grass, it's ready to harvest. No, that can't be right. It is right by the looks of it. Okay, so let's return that before we're gonna spend an absolute fortune. We're gonna get charged on it.